Okay, I'm gonna clean up this chainsaw and just show you how to take care of it and maintain it, clean it. It's very similar to the Eagle pole saw care and cleaning video, so I'll leave a link for that in the description. Okay, you can see how loose the chain got. Either me or my cousin was not being careful to check that. From time to time when you're using this thing, you've got to tighten this. So, okay, this is a handy little brush. I think it's 2 or 3 to a pack at the $1.25 store, and it gets in all the little cracks and crevices, so I'm going to clean all this off. Just on a side note, I think I forgot to mention, this thing does have a light, and it has 2 settings, I just noticed. The button's right here on top. I haven't used the light, haven't needed it for the most part. Okay, when you're doing this, you want to take the battery out, and one of the first things you do is, I've got the blade wiped down too, is turn it on its side and loosen this right here to get this cover off and get the blade out. Okay, I see I got a bunch more to clean here. Okay, I'm just gonna loosen this. Okay, I got the cover off, so I'll just clean this all up. This chain just comes right off. Okay, I see something happened when my cousin was using this. I'm gonna have a talk with her. It looks like something I can fix. Bend back. And that probably happened from the chain being too loose. Gracious, looks like the chain started cutting through that metal. Boy, I bet that did a number on the chain. I'll have to look at it. Okay, I like to rinse everything in warm water. I got it a little warmer today. It just helps get all that grit off. But you don't want to use soap. You don't want to wash all the oils off of this. I did see a little spot. I checked the chain. It seems okay. I saw a little spot in the end here that's right there. Probably from the chain coming off. So I'll try to squeeze that together just a little bit. I hope this thing works when I get it back together. Okay, wasn't able to squeeze it all the way together. That is very tough metal, but I did file off some of the outer edges of it, so I think it'll work. I also, when you saw, when this bar gets worn, check for burrs right here along the edge all the way around on both sides. They tell you from time to time to flip your blade so it gets even wear. But there was some burrs on mine. I'm sure it was because the chain fell off. So I filed them down. And if you have a lot like I did, be sure and rinse all those shavings off. Be sure and get the grit out in between here. That's what wears your blade down too. So I just use that little brush under warm water. Okay, I see the blade cut into here too. Okay, well hopefully it'll still work. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can bend this metal back. Okay, I was able to get it fixed pretty much. Looks like I need to pound this down a little bit down here. Okay, it's really soft metal, fortunately. I'm not sure what it does. I'll have to see if this thing goes back together. I think this grips something in between this lip. So I'll have to see if I can buy a new piece. Okay, when you put your chain back on, you always want, see if I can get it focused. You always want the cutting side of the blade, which is over here, going forward. Okay? Okay, I got my chain on. I'm gonna lay it in here. Just gonna lay it in here and get it in that groove there, and then put the cover on. Okay, I got it in the groove, and I'm pushing the saw out to my right here to keep that chain tight. Now when you put the cover on, this pin right here, that goes in this hole right here. Okay, now that thing in the center will spin when you turn the handle. I like to get it about there before I put it on. So when you put this on, you turn it clockwise and then just snug it up a little bit. Not real snug, but when you get done, you should be able to move your chain here. Your chain should move back and forth. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Okay, so you should be able to move your chain like that. It should move easily. Okay, so you see the arrow there, the way the chain's supposed to go. Okay, so it matches up, and then if you look on the cutting blades, you got the cutting blades on your right. Which I'm getting ready to sharpen. Okay, I've learned on these blades, it goes right, left, right, left, right, and here's two that are right. And instead of marking this with a Sharpie, I just start here, where there's two on the right. Then I know when I get back to those two, I've sharpened every one. Okay, before I get to sharpening it, got the battery charged in, charging, and that green light's gonna flash until it's done. Then you see on the back, battery was pretty dead, only got one stick. It's working on the second one, that'll go all the way around the circle and light up when it's done. Okay, I've got the Oregon kit for sharpening, and just gonna use this. There is this height adjustment. You lay it on here to make sure your heights are right, and you want this flush with the top, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to do the simple sharpening. So if it's been a while since you sharpened it, it'll take a little bit more sharpening than if you sharpen it every time you use it, but I'll show you how to do it. When you get this kit, you get all these files, and you can pick any one you want to put in this handle. And then you get this gauge you can put over the file. Okay, again, I'm going to start where I have two on the right. And I'm going to do this one on the right, so and then go forward. So when I get to this back one, I'll know that's the last one to do. Okay, so this is your cutting. Let's see here. This is where it cuts. So you're gonna go this direction like that, and then lift the file off the blade, come back, and then you're gonna push it against the blade again and go that way. So okay, so this file here helps you get this at a 30-degree angle. So there's your 30-degree angle right there. And so you want to get at that angle when you push up against it. Put some force up against that blade, go the whole distance, and it looks like I've got quite a bit to file because that should be a sharp corner there on the right. Let me file it some. Okay, that's better. That took about 8 or 9 times. You want to file as little as possible to make your chain last, but still get a sharp edge. Okay, now on this next one up here, it's going the other direction. So you gotta bring your file in from this side, okay? You can kind of tell when it's getting sharp, the file kind of drags a little bit more. It takes a while to get all the way around. Now, if you don't get it exactly at 30 degrees, it's okay, and it's not going to hurt a whole lot. It's still going to do a good job. Okay, I finally got back to where there's the two on the right. So I've got them all sharpened. I did hit a few that look like they could have been the ones that tore up that metal, but all in all, they look okay. So you just put a little pressure back towards you and down towards the ground, and so you can feel the file, you know, taking off some of the metal. I'll put a link in the description for all the necessary things I talked about. Okay, I forgot to mention the oil. I'll explain that in just a minute. Okay, now the oil. On the left side, towards the front, you'll see this cap. So you tip this thing on its side. Now when you have this thing in use, it can tend to drip a little bit of oil out of here. This saw is really good at keeping the blade oiled and everything, but that's normal. When you open this up, you want to make sure everything's clean around you. Okay, once the cap's open, you're going to find a lot of dirt. Try not to let any of it get inside the cap or inside the compartment. Okay, once you got everything cleaned up, what you want to do is fill this thing to the neck with oil. Now fill it right to the bottom of this neck. Okay, this is the oil you use. This is what's recommended. I'll leave a note in the description. Okay, I've got it filled up to the neck, so I'm just going to put the cap on tight. Just another note on the blade. You see how I can pull it out just a little bit? That's about where you want it. You don't want it extremely tight. So now you see the level is all the way up. Just don't ever let your oil level get below this mark down here. And make sure you have your oil. That's when the saw is sitting up straight. Okay, we're ready for another round of tree limbing. Thank you all for watching.